Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Thanks for coming by my channel. Everyone who reads it must converse. What a beautiful, Friday and Saturday we have here. A little rainy last night, but as you can see, I got my first thorough sunning yesterday. Was able to work out in the sun and just soak up those rays, man. I'm feeling very ready for this tag. This is the Hopeful Book Tag 2.0, started by the Book Finch. I saw Jack do it just this morning. Was able to watch it. And thank you, Jack. The Rambling Raconteur is his channel. If you're not familiar, please check it out. He's a great book reviewer and poetry readings, all that. And I'm definitely loving your content, brother. And Jack actually had some very kind words for me. So thank you, sir. And I hope to just keep it along. Let's go ahead and jump into the tag and spread this love and hopeful thoughts and just goodness. So I saw Steve Donahue do this as well. Great job, Steve. Just great at tags. So the first tag, uh, a book world that you'd like our world to take influence from. So there's so many, and I brought up Steve's video just because of this prompt. Was very much in the same vein as I feel about it. These utopian sci-fi kind of novels, that have just a very forward-thinking community built right at the beginning, and you're thrust into a different world than ours, but maybe a futuristic, but a very optimistic view of what human beings can come to. But in my personal experience, there was nothing more pointed for this prompt of a world that I would love for our world to have more influence from than the White Lotus Sutra. In this collection of the threefold Lotus Sutra, it has three. This is a Buddhist sutra, a Mahayana Buddhist sutra. It is called the Sutra of the Lotus Flower of the Wonderful Law. That's the middle one. And this sutra is epic and so much fun. Told in prose. The little parts are told in prose, and then they're told in verse. The whole sutra straight through. And there may be a little tweak here and there between the prose and the verse telling, but it's a story. The Buddha goes to the summit of a mountain called Vulture Peak, sometimes translated as Eagle Peak in some translations, but Vulture Peak is what is the name of the mountain now. And so there, the Buddha gives a teaching that is the most profound and the most universal of all Buddhist scriptures. Now, the Lotus Sutra is known as the heart of all scriptures, the heart of all sutras. And it is because it speaks to the innermost heart of every human being. And what it is, the drama that is enacted in this sutra is encompasses all of space and all of time, and every human, every being, every sentient being, not just every human being. But it is a drama of cosmic enlightenment. So in this, we see enacted enlightenment not just as a personal process that somebody, a strenuous individual, may attain. We see enlightenment, true enlightenment, as a universal process that all beings and all forms of life will eventually participate in. It is unbelievably optimistic, unbelievably hopeful. Um, although hope is something that is pointedly talked about as a divine elixir for beings. That without hope, there's no progress. And so, if somebody is stuck in their growth, they are giving up on hope in a big way. And so, uh, inspire hope. What can you do? You show, maybe tell a story of how you've come through hardship to them. Lead by example in your life. Um, I can't say enough about this. It definitely reads like some epic sci-fi, uh, just phantasmagoria. Is what it's amazing, and by the end of it, you're outside of time completely, and in a world of eternity, a world of eternal enlightenment that encompasses not just this world, but all world systems and all forms of life. And so, just seeing that universal nature of life is something that I think, with prompt one there, I'd love to see more influence. Just keep on more and more of that kind of viewpoint being taken. That uh, you know uh, we're here for each other. Okay, we're here to to help out each other, and to care about each other. That's all that really matters. You care for somebody, they care for you, and everybody's cared for. So, thank you for that one. Number two, a book about finding love and acceptance. And I don't read much kind of books that lend themselves to that kind of thing. When I was thinking about it and looking around, a book that really, the theme of it is finding love and acceptance. So I did find one that I love, and I thought it was very fun, and it actually has been adapted to a movie that is maybe even better. Actually, one of the very rare, you know, it's amazing to say, because but the movie has been changed, so from the book a little bit, and they did a very great job of it. So feel free to watch the movie if you're not looking for the book. But what it is Choke by Chuck Palahniuk. This is a book that follows a character named Victor Mancini, and Victor Mancini is a very damaged individual. Victor Mancini has a horrifying job. He works in Virginia, I think is where it is, and it's like some uh, kind of artsy uh, compound, like a commune, where everybody acts all day long as if they are in, like pre Civil War times. And schools come and do field trips, and they remain in character. They have to stay in character all the time. That's their whole gig, is to just be and live and do during the day what people back in those times would do, and to teach the kids, to for people to come by and experience what life was like at that time. And he is a sex addict. He is completely um, lost as far as a sense of self-worth. And his job doesn't afford him a lot of freedom in his life, as financial freedom, and he supplements his income by going into restaurants and choking himself on food. He has learned to actually do it. He's not pretending. He actually chokes, and before that he sets it up and knows kind of looks around and finds someone that he believes will come in and give him the Heimlich, save his life, basically save him. And he does that and develops this kind of savior uh, relationship with total strangers. And he looks at it like he's doing it's a win-win. He's doing a good thing for them, giving them a sense of purpose. They're able to save him in his life, and he is now develop a relationship with a stranger where they will continue to help him in his life financially and things like that. It's all a racket, though. It's all false, and he can't love. His mother is going through a dementia, Alzheimer's, and she's in an old folks home, and that's where a lot of his money goes to providing for her. But she hasn't been, a present, hasn't been a good mother to him. He went through orphan families. Most of his life, his mother was just this wild, loose cannon type figure, and but it's all he has now in her later life, and it's just so he's almost hopelessly damaged through a series of very twisted events. This is just a very fun ride, actually. Victor Mancini finds acceptance. He accepts himself, and he actually finds a way to love, a way to actually love in his life. It's a great book. It's done very well. It's one of my favorite of Chuck Palahniuk. Maybe number 3 on the list, but that's it for prompt 2. Number 3, a nonfiction that makes me appreciate the world. Now, nonfiction that makes me appreciate the world is art. Blake said, art cannot exist without the naked human form displayed. We love everything aesthetically pleasing. The most aesthetically pleasing is a human form, divine, beautiful. So when I'm looking through art books, there's a lot of that, stuff I don't want to pop up on YouTube. But I did grab a couple here just to show kind of things that strike me particularly beautiful. And I grabbed the Salvatore Dali late works. This is a great little collection here. And one of my favorites of all time, St. John of the Cross. This one is Salvatore Dali doing St. John of the Cross. Is the Christ of St. John of the Cross is the name of it. Beautiful. And I love how sharp it is. Dali was, of course, a master. And then the master, the master of all masters, is, of course, Michelangelo. And we have Pity. So there's so much Michelangelo to experience. I grabbed some Leonardo, was thumbing through, and then I just got into looking at some art for a while. So gives you so much appreciation for the beauty in life, the beauty in human beings, the amazing creativity and art and ability that human beings have. So thanks for that. And art, that's where it sits. And now for the intermission. This tag has a little intermission, and during the intermission, the prompt is to share your pets. So we have 2 pets in our house. One is a dog. Her name is Destiny, and she is a golden retriever. This was last winter, not this winter that we just finished, but the winter before when we had a good snow. So there's my buddy Destiny. She is she's pretty wild. She's still young, 2 years old. And then we have a very old cat. My cat is older than my daughters. Me and my wife watched Sebastian be born, and Sebastian moseys around and has just does what he feels most of the time, just lounging and having his place. But he comes up and just kind of lays out in front of you, jump up in bed with you sometimes. He's just a loving, very laid back guy, laid back old man at this point. So thank you for that. Those are my pets, and I and my daughters and my wife, we definitely love them. So prompt number 4: a book about community and people working together. So what I grabbed for that one is something that I had just finished reading over this last month, February, and that is the Neil Peart uh, Ghostwriter, Travels on the Healing Road. So here's a picture of him, on his bike going, and the book starts off in a very dark place. Neil Peart went through a huge loss in his life, his wife and his daughter, and was looking for some kind of way to keep living. And the only thing he could think of, he's a horribly intellectually locked guy. He was, and so the only thing that he got to a point where the only thing that he could do was just keep moving, and hope something will come up, some reason will show itself. Just keep moving, and he goes on this huge, thousands, 30,000 miles over 10 months road trip on his motorcycle. And in that, the idea was that the road was going to heal or give him some kind of Travels on the Healing Road is the name of the book. But when it comes down to it, what healed him, and at the end of the book it is bore out completely, explicitly said, what healed him is the care of his friends and family, their constant willingness to interact and help him, and to walk through life with him, and his ultimate saving grace was finding, a couple of years after this loss, um, a way to love again, and finding the love of his life, a woman named Carrie. So love conquers all, guys. It takes time to get over. Nobody is expecting somebody to bounce back from something, a horrible loss or a hardship. Definitely feel it. Definitely, it is real. Let it be real. Go through it. But you can love again. You can live again. You can continue. We're as human beings are very resilient, and we have power to do more than most any of us really believe, just on the surface of it. So thank you for that one. This is a great tag, and the final prompt is: shout out 3 booktubers that inspired you with their positive energy. And I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat on this one, because my first shout out is the Bookish Bryants. It's a husband and wife team. The Bookish Bryants are super great, positive. You do great videos. They're inspiring to me with how well they do videos, and they can talk back and forth, and and how they just how they do it. I love it. I don't. It's just super inspiring. And then my second is Ramsey from Rajathon. Always a good smile on his face. This guy is obviously passionate about books and passionate about life. I love him. Very good, brother. So Ramsey, his channel's name is Rajathon, And the Bookish Bryants, their channel is the Bookish Bryants, but as Scott and Becky. And then the third one, I'm gonna tag 3 booktube channels, but like I said, the cheat is that there's actually 4 individuals. So spreading even more love. Is Emmy from Emmy Reads. She's a college student that lives on campus and has a great channel. Beautiful bookshelves, laid back, beautiful life. She definitely does it right. I enjoy watching her content. She's gone through some hardships and stays positive. Very good. Definitely enjoying it. And then a new booktuber that I've just been getting into, Christy from Dostoevsky in Space. Um, Very great. Love to see your positive energy and how you go through your videos. And let's keep rolling, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and tag all those. I want to tag my positive uh, guys and girls that I call out and see how you approach this tag. So thank you, BookTube, for joining me. I'll catch you on the next one, and happy Saturday. Bye bye.